Have you heard about this whole quiet tourism thing?
Quiet tourism?
Yeah, it seems like everyone's like suddenly craving peace and quiet.
Oh, yeah.
And
That gets
Pinterest
to
even like reported this huge surge in searches
Hmm.
for stuff like quiet places or like calm escapes.
Makes sense.
I mean,
Yeah,
in a world that just seems to get like louder and more crowded every day,
for sure.
wouldn't you love to escape to like some tranquility?
Oh, absolutely.
It goes beyond just like a personal preference.
Oh,
Like at this point, you know,
yeah.
the World Health Organization actually like classifies noise as a pollutant. It
Oh,
could have like serious impacts on your health.
really?
Yeah, I think like sleep disruptions, stress, even like cardiovascular problems.
I had no idea.
It's scary how widespread it is.
Yeah.
Over 40% of Europeans are dealing with like harmful levels of noise pollution
Oh, wow.
just from transportation alone.
That's a lot of people.
That's a ton of people.
Yeah.
So you ready for a little escape from the noise? Well, we've got a deep dive lined up for you today
Awesome.
on some amazing quiet destinations
Okay.
in Europe and beyond.
I'm excited.
What I think is so fascinating about this whole quiet tourism trend
Yeah.
is that it speaks to like a real need,
Uh-huh.
you know?
Holy.
People are actively looking for ways to protect their well-being
Right.
and finding spaces free from that noise pollution.
Yeah.
It's a big part of that.
Absolutely.
So first up,
Uh,
let's transport ourselves to Powys, Wales.
Powies.
Yeah, this region was actually named the best place for peace and quiet
Wow.
in the UK,
In the whole UK.
the whole UK.
Okay.
And when you look at the landscape,
Yeah.
it's easy to see why.
What's it like?
Powys has this remarkably low population density,
Okay.
only about 26 people per square kilometer.
Wow. Can you
Oh.
imagine?
That's pretty empty.
You could wander for hours and barely see another soul.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I love that.
It's all rolling green hills, wide open moorland,
Oh, wow.
ancient heritage sites,
Cool.
just waiting to be explored.
Sounds peaceful.
And not only is it peaceful during the day,
Oh.
but Powys is also a prime location
Yeah.
for stargazing at night.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it boasts the second highest number
Wow.
of dark sky sites
Mm,
in the UK,
that's pretty cool.
with light pollution being such a major issue
It's awful.
in so many parts of the world.
Yeah.
Being able to see the Milky Way sprawled across the night sky,
Yeah.
it's truly awe-inspiring.
I bet.
Now, you might be thinking, quiet and city don't really go together.
Yeah, you don't usually hear those two in the same sentence.
But Zurich, Switzerland is here to like
Yeah.
challenge that assumption.
Zurich,
Yeah.
okay?
Zurich is consistently ranked as one of the least noise-polluted cities in the world.
Really?
Yeah.
How do they do that?
And it's not just by chance.
Hmm.
They've implemented some like really innovative noise reduction strategies.
Like what?
Well, for one, they have like strict noise ordinances.
That makes sense. Yeah.
But what's really interesting
Yeah.
is how they've incorporated noise reduction
Mm-hmm.
into like the urban design.
Oh, okay.
So for example,
Mm.
they've prioritized public transportation
Okay.
and pedestrian-friendly streets,
Uh-huh.
which significantly reduces traffic noise.
Smart.
Plus, many buildings have like soundproofing features.
Cool.
And there are plenty of green spaces throughout the city
Nice.
to help absorb sound.
It's like they've thought of everything.
It's a great example of how like thoughtful urban planning
Yeah.
can create a more peaceful environment,
Uh-huh.
even in a bustling city center.
I like that.
And it's clearly paying off
Yeah.
because Zurich was also recently ranked as the most livable city in Europe.
Wow.
It really highlights the connection between a calm urban environment
Yeah.
and overall well-being.
For sure.
And it's not just about the lack of noise.
Right.
Zurich is situated in this stunning setting
Okay.
with snow-capped mountains in the distance and a beautiful, tranquil lake right in the heart of it all.
Sounds amazing.
Okay, for our next quiet destination,
Okay.
let's take a look at Parc del Montnegre in Spain.
Montenegro.
What's interesting about this park
Yeah.
is that it's Spain's first official urban quiet park.
Urban Quiet Park.
Except-
What's that?
And you'd be surprised by how close it is to a major city.
Okay.
We're talking a mere 40-minute drive from the bustling streets of Barcelona.
Oh, wow.
And you're transported to this 15-hectare haven of tranquility.
So you can be in the heart of a vibrant city and then just escape to this peaceful oasis
Right.
filled with pine woods and medieval churches.
That's pretty remarkable.
That is pretty cool.
It really highlights the accessibility of quiet tourism.
Totally.
You don't necessarily have to travel to like some far-flung corner of the world to find peace and quiet.
Makes sense.
Sometimes it's about rediscovering those pockets of calm
Yeah.
that exist much closer than we realize.
I like that.
It's about being mindful of the spaces around us.
Absolutely.
And intentionally seeking out the tranquility they offer.
Okay.
Now let's journey to a place known for its breathtaking natural beauty.
I'm ready.
The Bohuslän coast of Sweden.
Bohuslän?
Yeah, it was actually identified by the European Environment Agency as one of the quietest areas in all of Europe.
Wow. Okay.
And it's truly a sight to behold.
What's it like?
The coastline is incredibly dramatic.
Okay.
And there are over 8,000 islands.
8,000.
Dotting the archipelago.
That's crazy.
You can explore picturesque fishing villages.
Okay.
Discover ancient Bronze Age art.
Wow.
Or simply lose yourself in the vastness
Yeah.
of this incredible landscape.
I can imagine.
8,000 islands,
Yeah.
right? What's it like to experience that kind of vastness?
I don't know.
I imagine it feels incredibly peaceful
Yeah.
and remote.
Probably.
The sheer scale of the archipelago creates a sense of solitude. That's hard to find elsewhere.
Right.
And you're surrounded by this stunning natural beauty.
Yeah, okay.
Rugged cliffs, sparkling waters, and those iconic red boathouses
Red boathouses.
that dot the islands.
Oh, cool,
It's
man.
no wonder artists and photographers
Yeah.
flock to this region
Makes sense.
for inspiration. Those red boathouses against the backdrop of the blue water and rocky coastline.
Yeah.
It sounds like something straight out of a dream.
I bet.
Okay, ready for a bonus destination?
Sure.
Let's venture a bit further afield,
Okay.
across the Atlantic,
Where are we going?
to the Hoh Rainforest in Washington State.
The Hoh Rainforest.
The Hoh Rainforest is truly unique.
Okay.
It's been designated a sanctuary for silence.
For silence.
They've taken measures to protect it.
Wow.
From noise pollution, air traffic, even roads.
That's serious.
There's a real commitment
Yeah.
to preserving the natural soundscape
Huh.
of this ancient forest.
I've never thought about that, like protecting a soundscape.
So if you were to visit the Hoh Rainforest,
Yeah.
what kind of sounds would you experience?
I don't know.
Imagine walking beneath this like lush green canopy,
Okay.
so dense that it filters the sunlight,
Hmm.
creating a sense of hushed reverence.
Wow.
You'd hear the gentle patter of rain dripping from the leaves,
Right.
the rustling of wind through the branches,
Mhm.
the melodic calls of birds echoing through the trees.
That's pretty magical.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
And you mentioned this idea of a natural soundscape.
Yeah.
Is there a whole field of study dedicated to that?
I have no idea.
There is.
Yay.
It's called soundscape ecology.
Soundscape ecology.
It focuses on understanding how sound shapes our environment and how we experience it.
Interesting.
It really makes you think about how much we take sound for granted.
I know, right?
We're constantly bombarded with sounds in our daily lives,
For sure.
but natural soundscapes offer a chance to connect with something deeper.
Yeah.
Something more primal.
Absolutely.
So we've covered some pretty incredible destinations.
We have
We're
that.
experiencing quiet tourism,
Yeah.
from the wide open spaces of Wales
Uh-huh.
to the bustling yet peaceful streets of Zurich.
Yeah.
It seems like there's a quiet escape out there for everyone.
I think so too.
And that's the beauty of it, isn't it?
Yes.
It's not like a one-size-fits-all concept.
It's true.
Quiet tourism is about finding the type of silence
Uh-huh.
that resonates with you personally.
I like that.
Absolutely. But before the break, we were talking about the Hoh Rainforest
Right.
and its commitment to preserving silence.
Yeah, it's a pretty radical concept.
It is, when you think about it.
In a world that's just like getting noisier and noisier, the
Yeah.
idea of protecting silence.
It's almost revolutionary.
It is.
And the Hoh Rainforest is a powerful example
Totally.
of what we can do to safeguard
Yeah,
these precious soundscapes.
it is.
You know, we have organizations dedicated to like protecting endangered species,
Right.
but it's interesting to think about
Uh-huh.
this concept of endangered soundscapes.
Endangered soundscapes.
What would that even like look like?
I mean, imagine a world
Yeah.
where the sounds of nature, like the rustling of leaves,
Yeah.
the crashing of waves,
Yeah.
the songs of birds,
Right.
are slowly being drowned out
Yeah.
by human-made noise.
But all of the noise.
That's the reality we're facing.
Wow.
in many parts of the world.
It's a sobering thought.
It is.
Makes you really appreciate the efforts being made
Yeah.
to preserve places like the Hoh rainforest.
Totally.
It's not just about protecting the trees and the wildlife.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
about protecting
A whole thing.
the entire sensory
A
experience.
whole experience.
And it brings up a broader point, I think,
Right.
about quiet tourism.
Yeah.
It's not just about escaping into nature.
You okay?
It's about finding spaces,
Yeah.
even in urban environments,
Right.
where human-made noise is minimized.
Like we were talking about with Zurich.
Right, exactly.
They've done a great job at that.
So let's say you're planning a quiet getaway.
Okay.
What are some things you should keep in mind
Hmm.
when choosing a destination?
Well, first, I would encourage you
Yeah.
to really think about what kind of silence you're seeking.
What kind of silence?
Yeah, are you looking for like complete solitude?
No.
Like a remote wilderness area?
Okay.
Or maybe something like
Yeah.
the peaceful hum of a library or a museum appeals to you more?
Right.
Silence isn't a one-size-fits-all
No, it's
kind
not.
of concept.
I know some people find the absolute silence of a deserted island unsettling,
Totally.
while others find it incredibly peaceful.
Yeah, it's totally personal preference.
It really is.
And once you have a sense of what kind of silence you're looking for,
Yeah.
you can start researching destinations that fit the bill.
Okay.
There are some great resources out there to help with this. Like Quiet Parks International.
Quiet Parks International.
They designate urban quiet parks
Oh, cool.
around the world.
And don't forget about the power of online reviews
Oh, yeah,
and travel forums.
for sure.
You can often find valuable insights from other travelers who have sought out quiet destinations.
Yeah, reading those firsthand accounts can really help
You can.
get a feel for the place.
So you found your perfect quiet destination.
Okay.
What are some tips for
Hmm.
making the most of your trip?
My first piece of advice would be
Okay.
embrace a slower pace.
Slower pace.
Yeah, resist the urge to like
Oh,
pack your itinerary full of activities.
yeah.
Instead, allow yourself plenty of time to just be present
Be present.
and soak up the tranquility of
Yeah.
your surroundings.
I'm definitely guilty of overscheduling my trips sometimes.
I think a lot of people are.
You know,
Yeah,
I always feel like I need to see and do as much as possible.
right. You want to get the most out of it.
But I can see how that would defeat the purpose
It can.
of a quiet getaway.
Yeah, in the context of quiet tourism,
Yeah.
it's really about quality over quantity.
Quality over quantity.
Savoring the experience rather than rushing through it.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And what about technology?
That's a good question.
Should we be aiming for like a complete digital detox
It depends.
during a quiet getaway?
If you're really looking to disconnect and recharge,
Yeah.
then a digital detox can be really beneficial.
Okay.
But even if you don't want to go completely off the grid,
Right.
try to be more mindful of your technology use.
Right.
Set aside specific times for checking in, and then put your devices away
Yeah.
and allow yourself to be fully present.
It's about being intentional with our technology
Exactly.
rather than letting it control us.
Right. I like that.
It's a good reminder,
It is,
even outside the context of travel.
for sure.
And finally,
Okay.
don't underestimate the power
Of incorporating mindful activities into your trip.
mindful activity.
Things like meditation,
Yeah.
yoga, or journaling.
Yeah.
These can really enhance the sense of peace
Right.
and tranquility.
It's like taking the quiet from the external environment
Uh-huh.
and cultivating it internally.
Exactly.
So that.
It's about cultivating a sense of inner peace
Yeah.
that you can carry with you
Uh-huh.
long after your trip is over.
Speaking of carrying it with you,
Yeah.
this brings up an important question.
Okay.
Is quiet tourism just a trend?
Hmm.
Or is it something more sustainable?
Yeah.
Do you think it's here to stay?
That's a question a lot of people are asking.
Yeah.
And while it's definitely gained popularity in recent years,
Right.
I think it reflects a deeper shift in our values.
Values. Okay.
We're living in a world
Yeah.
that's increasingly fast-paced,
Yeah.
hyper-connected,
Totally.
and noisy.
And noisy.
And I think on some level, people are yearning for a counterbalance to that.
It's like the pendulum is swinging back
Yeah.
in the other direction.
I like that.
People are realizing that peace, quiet,
Right.
and a slower pace of life
Uh-huh.
are essential for well-being.
Yeah, they are.
So it's more than just a travel trend.
I think so.
It's a reflection
Yeah,
of a societal need
absolutely.
for balance and tranquility.
Okay.
But with that said,
Yeah.
let's talk a little more
Okay.
about those specific destinations we've been exploring.
Sounds good.
We've covered quite a range.
Yeah.
From the rolling hills of Wales to those bustling yet peaceful streets of Zurich.
Totally different vibes.
Each one offers like a unique take on quiet tourism.
They do.
And that's the beauty of it.
What is?
Quiet tourism isn't a one-size-fits-all concept.
It's not, no.
It's about finding the type of silence that resonates with you.
Right.
For some, it might be the complete solitude of a remote wilderness area.
Okay.
While for others, it might be the quiet hum of a library or a museum.
Totally.
It's about tuning into your own needs.
Right.
And finding the spaces that allow you to recharge and reconnect with yourself.
Absolutely.
And it's not just about the destination itself. It's about the mindset you bring to the experience.
The mindset, right.
It's about being present in the moment, embracing a slower pace, and being mindful of your surroundings.
Being mindful.
So it's like a form of mindful travel.
It is, yeah. Absolutely. It's about slowing down, paying attention, and appreciating the beauty of simplicity.
The beauty of simplicity.
And with that in mind, sounds like quiet tourism is more than just a vacation.
Or a passing trend.
It's a way to, like, incorporate mindfulness and intention into our travels.
And reconnect with a sense of peace and balance.
That can be so hard to find.
In our everyday lives.
Yeah, for sure.
It's about recognizing that silence and tranquility aren't luxuries.
Right.
But essential elements of well-being.
I love that.
So we've explored these incredible destinations.
We have.
That offer like a diverse range of quiet experiences.
Yeah, from all over.
But what I'm really curious about is what does quiet tourism like mean to you personally?
Ooh, good question.
What kind of silence are you seeking?
That's a good one.
For me,
yeah,
it's not necessarily about finding absolute silence.
Okay.
It's more about finding spaces where I can escape the constant noise and stimulation of modern life.
All the noise.
And just be present in the moment.
I think a lot of people can relate to that. It's about finding those pockets of calm where you can recharge and reconnect with yourself.
And it doesn't always have to involve like traveling to a far-off destination.
It doesn't.
Sometimes it's about finding those quiet moments in our everyday lives.
Absolutely.
Could be as simple as taking a walk in nature.
Okay.
Spending some time in a library.
Yeah.
Or even just carving out a few minutes each day for meditation or quiet reflection.
I love that.
It's about being intentional.
Right.
About creating space for silence.
Yeah.
In our lives.
However that looks.
However that looks for each individual.
For sure.
So as we wrap up our deep dive today into quiet tourism, I want to leave our listeners with a little challenge.
A challenge.
I encourage you to find a pocket of quiet in your own life this week.
This week.
It might be a park, a museum, or even just a quiet corner of your home.
I like it.
Take some time to disconnect from the noise.
Yeah.
And simply be present.
Be present.
Pay attention to the sounds around you, to the rhythm of your breath, to the stillness within.
And notice how it makes you feel.
You might be surprised by the sense of peace and clarity that emerges when you create space for silence.
When you create space for silence.
In your life.
In your life.
It's a reminder that tranquility isn't something we have to seek out in far-off lands.
It's right here.
It's available to us right here, right now, if we're willing to listen. So go out there, find your quiet.
Find your quiet.
And embrace the power of silence.
Oh.